I'm Stephen John Drew from the official GonnaGeek.com show, a weekly geek news podcast that is a part of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're checking out now. Shows on the network are individually owned, and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other awesome geeky shows at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
It was January 2013, and ABC, in their infinite wisdom, had just cancelled Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. I wonder if Apartment 23 had less reverb than this kitchen I'm currently recording in. Total tangent. Fans of DTB A23, I don't know if they call them that, but it's a good abbreviation in my opinion. Fans took to Twitter and to Reddit to express their absolute disgust with the poor scheduling and ordering of the broadcast of the show. And this isn't the first time we've heard about episodes being moved around in the schedule, possibly aired out of order, and fans just being disrespected along the way. But I think even more so, it limits the potential that niche, particularly niche comedy that was going through a little bit of a lull around that period. It wasn't a big time for comedy on broadcast. It limited the potential of the show even more than its own niche perspective on the content. It was only ever going to appeal to a certain kind of television comedy fan, and moving it around, putting things out of order potentially, all those things had an effect on how successful the show could be. So it was limited in its appeal to some degree, being slightly quirky and niche, and the network themselves put extra downward pressure on the potential success of the show. Crazy. And I think that series star Krysten Ritter of Jessica Jones fame, she said it best on the Inside of You podcast when speaking about the cancellation of the show, quote, "the hardest rejection she's faced," unquote, because, quote, "I loved it so much," end quote. And I encourage you guys to go check out that clip if you can search that up on YouTube. I'll include a link in the show notes to where I found it. Great podcast, Inside of You, by the way. The look on Krysten's face, it's not lip service to the fandom of Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23 or anything like that. It's real pain, because she knew what the fans knew. The show was very funny. And I say this not to push my qualifications onto anyone as to what funny or not funny is, but I've been doing live stand-up in front of human beings for 6 years as of a couple of months ago. So over that time, I've learnt a little bit about what's funny, but I've also seen generationally funny people perform to crowds, and I've seen the connection that quirky, unique, and entirely original comedy can have on an audience. It's a level beyond funny. It's, this was just for you. And I think that that's what the show is, now that I've actually watched the show. I was one of those international people that even if I had have watched it when it was on broadcast, it probably wouldn't have helped the fate of the show, but really funny. And I think in a world which came along 3 or 4 years later with the success of Schitt's Creek or the success of Kim's Convenience, if DTB A23 was around in that period, just a little bit later, where streaming services were elevating cult and quirky comedies to the forefront of their platforms and gaining massive audience and social media buzz because of a Schitt's Creek or a Kim's Convenience or similar types of shows, I think this show could have had a very long and successful run. It has the 3 things that quirky comedy needs and has proven to have needed in the streaming era. Great acting, so they have to be talented and they have to be fascinating. It has to be funny, and not just kind of funny or retreads of jokes that have worked in the past or memes. It has to have a unique point of view on its comedy, but also be able to make not just the superfans laugh, but a few levels out from that, the casual person seeing it when their friend or housemate or flatmate's watching it. Oh, what's that? Oh, this is really funny. Then suddenly they're watching 3 or 4 episodes as well. And the last thing, it needs the ability through a streaming platform to be judged on its long tail appeal and total audience volume, which no show on standard North American broadcast has the chance to do in 2013. So go watch the show if you want to laugh. So much funnier than I thought it was going to be. Very funny show. Righto, thanks guys. Thanks for listening to the echo chamber today. I'm going to do my best to get rid of that, so hopefully I'm not talking about something you can't hear. But at the time of release, we're coming into the holiday period at the end of the year for 2025. Be safe, be happy, love your loved ones, all the best, and I'll speak to you in 2026. Cheers. Bye-bye.